Now that it's cooling off, I want to show you something that Kinimoto sent me. I thought they were sending me heated gloves, and I think we lost something in translation, but they sent me these. These are tactical gloves. They seem pretty doggone strong, which is good. And a good pair of these at any hardware store is pretty expensive, but these are kind of odd. These have really hard plastic thumpers on them, to where, I mean, you could bang the daylights out of something. I guess they're called tactical. I don't know what you would do with that unless you're gonna attempt to get yourself in a situation where you feel like you need plastic knuckles instead of brass. Although now that I've banged that on there a few times, it is kind of sore-ish. So anyway, we're going to use them to chainsaw with, maybe. Never been in here, but I got an army tank to come in here before me and make sure it was safe. New spot. Let's go. We'll pay more attention to this area when we get back out. I've never seen it dry on the other end, so I figured it would be dry on this end. But like I say, we'll piddle through all this just in case there's a drop of water in here. Oh my goodness. So this is under. I'm having difficulties getting started here. I did bring a crack scratcher because I want to see what's under here in the cracks. Anything obvious should be obvious. If you're just now finding this video to my channel, on my channel, then I like getting under all the cities everywhere that I can in the southeast and getting the spiderwebs and stuff like that on my back, because you'll be amazed what gets stuck in all the cracks under the cities. This tunnel smells like weed. So there's somebody walking above me, and it may be the fellow driving the army tank. But I'm very serious. It's amazing what you can find in these spots. I've been in the other end, like a mile or two down, but this always has so much water in it that I've never climbed in, because where you have to jump off the wall, it's about 5-6 foot tall. And I had to use a rope tied to the hitch on my wagon, and that's how I would get back out. Well, I haven't wanted to do that lately. And you can't overlook the dry cracks. That's what we'll look at when we turn around and start heading back up. I know I'm slinging the camera all around, but we'll get out of here in a minute and be done with the flashlight. Then we'll come back up and scratch through some of these deeper spots. The mosquitoes are hatching out. Those are pretty cool. That looks like either a piece of scissors or sunglasses from days gone by. And I think it is. So let's get out of here so I can stand up. I like it when there's dogs barking, because that means they're waiting on me. Oh, I'm out. There's our first coin. Did you see it? It's a zinc library because you can tell how nasty and crunchy and corroded it is. A silver coin will be just as obvious. But for some reason, people don't want to throw silver coins into ditches. They will. But it's not necessarily intentional, so we're going to start here and work our way all the way down the ton. And it goes on and on. So let's walk. If we see something obvious, we'll go ahead and grab it. But for the time being, see, that's obvious. That's a coin right there, and that may be another one right there. Those have been in there a long time. That is half a coin. Now the question is this the other half, and did I just break it? And why is it so thick? No, that's a piece of glass. Look at that. That is looks like an Indian head. That's crazy, isn't it? I don't know what that is. It is really, really heavy. Probably about 13 or 14 pounds. We'll put that in the old pocket. But like I said, I've never got in this one when it was really loaded with water. Check out all the fresh hatchers on top. What are those? There's a chain. I didn't bring gloves, but I may go back and get them. Because these are the spots when everything stops. If it gets washed and makes it all the way down, it'll stop there. Especially if it's a coin, it'll go to the bottom and it'll stay. Go back and look at one of my previous videos, and I need to quit cheating. I need to walk all the way down like I said I was going to. There's a case quarter. I can't quit cheating. You're not supposed to look until I don't want to put my finger in that. Dude, just put your hand in there and pick that up. No, you put your hand in there and pick it up. Okay, I will. That is an older case quarter. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not wrong that it's a case quarter. Look at all the ants. But I think I'm trying to wipe it off. I'm trying to dry. I think that is a bicentennial case quarter. Huh, I've never found one. I've got a million of them, but I've never found one. Okay, because that was obvious, we got it. What I want to be obvious is a pretty cool watch, necklace, or ring. I thought I was going to be able to just drop my man purse anywhere. But there's too many ants in here. They're coming down for some final drinks of water before the full drought takes over. Okay, quit looking. Okay, I will. Let's just walk down a little quicker. And like I say, if it's obvious, we're gonna get it because I don't want to miss it when I go back up. If it's not obvious, then we'll have to be digging for it with the old faithful crack scratcher. I keep forgetting to look in the sides. I went underneath a bigger city once, and on the edge I was in a tunnel for a long time, and it's only the second silver $50 coin I've ever found. I found silver nickels, silver dimes, a lot of them, and I found a few silver quarters, but silver $50 and silver dollars, I've just not found any, except two silver $50. I just went through a spider web. That's gonna be good because I'm applying for a job in a restaurant kitchen in a little while, and you have to have a hairnet. You have to show up with your own hairnet, and I forgot to get one, so I'll be set up when I get there. Gotta go under the little thingy. We're gonna find something amazing. That little half coin thing may be amazing. It's just hard to tell. But when I find out, I will tell. My goodness, look at the amount of bugs in here. See the ants down here like, oh no, there's nothing to drink. And then one's coming from way up there. He says, yeah, dude, go north. Go north, we found water. Oh, I got ants on my hands. If you're ever in a spot like this, don't ever forget to raise your head every now and then, because there'll be a pipe going across this thing, like from that side to that side, and you'll think, oh, I'm okay. And then you'll crack, gosh, I should have brought gloves. And then you'll crack your melon on it. And it's crazy. It's a lot different than just hitting your head on a tree limb. It's just an absolute dead stop. I mean, it's instant. It's an instant stop. And all the soft stuff in your head gets thrown to one side. And you just kind of stand there for a second and you wait and make sure all your snaps are still snapping. And then you think, okay, well, I made it, because my snaps are snapping. And then you press on. And you look up every now and then. Oh, we're almost to the other tunnel that I'm not going in. When you get to a spot like this, you really don't know what to do. I mean, there could be 5,000 coins in here, 5 million ants, and a little bit of everything else like that. There are so many ants in here. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time digging through all this unless there's something obvious. Like this last little piece of a marble. We shall harvest for my bride, because she is a lover of marbles. I will peek in here, but I'm not going. In there. A lot of activity around here today. Okay, so what we're gonna do is make our way back upstream, even though there's minimal streams. And start scratching in the cracklings. Some places it'll be obvious there's nothing, so we want a bigger crack to scratch. Water rarely moves those. I just messed up the ants' shade. They're gonna be okay though. I just want you to be able to see. I've never ever crack scratched this. I'm so excited. Nothing. There's gotta be a ring in here. Got a little ring to it. And for those of you sitting back thinking, I hope he picks up that styrofoam. That stuff will be here in 4 generations from now. I am gonna pick up all the styrofoam garbage. It'll be the last thing I do, because I don't want piles of it. I got ants going up my legs. Okay, I need stuff stuck in the cracks. I got ants on my arms. I got ants in my head and it won't go. Spit in my head and it won't go. I got ants in my... Okay. How do I have ants on my hands? Oh, I set my man purse down. Surely we're gonna find more than one library. This is kind of a spot where you need gloves. If that rock was gone, but I'm not gonna move it. I'll do it when there's water in here. But not right now. I had to actually put another point on this crack scratcher because I wore the other one off. And I got a brand new one that y'all sent me for my bride. But I hate to use it, it's hers. Okay, I gotta do something different with this man purse. I'm getting a cramp in the hand that feeds me. Much better. Here's a piece of iron. It needs to stay in the creek or the ditch. And sometimes you'll just see coins just sitting anywhere and everywhere. I pick up, here's a piece of brass. I pick up every coin I ever see. I have so many libraries. It's ridiculous. Because every coin I find, whether it's in a parking lot or anywhere else, I keep it. I don't know why. But I do. I never had a lot of money, and my family never had a lot of money. This ain't a sob story. Nobody wants this thinking American Idol sob stories where you see the act. So this is the act. But maybe that's why I pick up every coin I have ever found. Because it's just cool. I don't see any reason to let them still lay there. I guess some people are embarrassed to stop and pick up a penny or a nickel. Nah, people pick up a nickel, I think. But at the car wash, someone must have shook their floor mats out, because I found several libraries in one spot and a buffalo nickel. at the car wash. It was like, how is this possible? I spent 300 years metal detecting and have only found 20. And I go to the car wash and find one. So now I go to the car wash to look for old coins. Not really, but I do pick up every library at the car wash. Oh, this is a long crack. You gotta think about your back when you're spending time in a long crack. So far, nothing else amazing. I'm excited about that little tiny coin. I'll try to get some good pictures of it and let you just see what it is. We'll have to search it. If we don't find anything, then we'll research it. There we go, there we go. That is a nickel, I think. No, it's a library. But the cool thing about it is not zinc. It is a copper library, so we should harvest. Man pursed it. See, the cool things about the coins is they do stand up in these cracks. If they ever get in there, there's no going back when you get a coin stuck in your crack. It has not rained in like 3 or 4 months in Arizona. It has here, but not a lot. Do not want to break the crack scratcher. The sun is cooking the back as I scratch in the crack. See, the ants are like this because they think, oh good, he churned up some good stuff. Oh, bulldozer's still over there. He's practicing. They're the ones that gave me permission to cross their property. And cracking the scratch and cracking, lacking. And they said, what are you gonna do? I said, we're gonna go down there and scratch crack. They said, why don't you do that in your truck with the door shut? I said, well, you're assuming I scratch cracks the way you scratch cracks. Because when you scratch cracks and I scratch cracks, we all scratch cracks differently. I use an actual crack scratcher. They said, well, I just use my fingers. I said, well, we roll a little differently. Tiny shot of moisture. Not enough for the water to wash through, so we need and we need the water to wash through because that way we can see what we're scratching up. That's why I'm going backwards. If I had started up there, this whole thing would be a mud crack. There ain't nothing worse than scratching a dirty crack. You can't see. We're almost there. Oh, I gotta stand up for the minute. If you see one I didn't get, then just holler at me. Nothing. I'm gonna put out a video eventually about a place that burned, but I'm gonna try to do a little more professional video, even though I'm sneaking around in the woods making the video, which makes it pretty unprofessional to begin with. But I want to make sure when I put the video out that there's nothing negative about the property owner, because the property owner actually is pretty good for the community. What if we get a little flow? We might see something. See, I just saw something. This is a never-ending crack. That's okay. Hey, who scratches cracks fast? Cracks, scratches, cracks too fast. He who scratches cracks fast. Okay, if you can, look around your house. If you can find a 6th grader that can make a rhyme out of that, I'll be impressed. He who scratches cracks last, scratches cracks slow. He who scratches cracks fast, scratches cracks too fast. There's gotta be a coin in here. We need a silver coin. I watched this fella, I think I told y'all this before, he's in New York, I think. And he does this on sidewalks. Forgot the S on the end of sidewalks. And he gets tiny little, it may be California, he gets tiny little diamonds and rubies and all kinds of tiny jewels. Look at these ants right here. I'll help you. Look. They're such sweet little things. How they get in there? I mean, what are they thinking? Hey, let's all go get in the water and hang around and swim in the water until you let me climb on top of you and I'll climb on top of you, and then the one on top wins. The rest of you get to stay. But anyway, this dude, I don't know the name of the channel. It's about as boring as this, but he ends up with little tiny pieces of gold and stones. He wants to get his picture on the cover. Stones. He wants to send 5 stones to his brother. Stones. He wants to see his smiling face as he uncovers the stolen stones. At least that's what I think the song's about. I'm not sure. I wonder if that band ever got their picture on the cover. Is that what the song's about? It's before my time. but it's just got this crunchy, greasy, unbathed tone to it. It makes it interesting. What is that big old piece of metal? Oh, good, it's moving. We gotta get that out. You know, it looks like it's a doorknob, but it's gonna destroy the crack. It's not a doorknob. It's a caster. A lot of people don't know casters go on like desks and chairs and things like that. And when they get old, you can squeeze them and the oil comes out. And that's where you get castor oil. It's crazy. I've learned a lot since I've grown up. I'm really surprised. I'd use the word perplexed, but I don't know how it fits in a sentence or how to actually use it. Yeah, and you know, there's some words that you never use, and you hear other people use them, and you know what it means, but you think, I've never used that word before in my life. I don't think I've ever used the word perplexed other than just then. Am I perplexed that I can't find anything cool in here? Or am I surprised? I'm not surprised, so I'm gonna try and reason it out myself. I'm not surprised because sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And I remember as a kid, there was a song about sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't. And I thought, well, that's not, the grammar is off. It's sometimes you do not. Then someone told me that don't is not just a southern word, that it's actually a real word. That's do not, with a little line in front of the T. And I said, well, I think you made that whole story up. See, I'm hesitant. I just realized mid-sentence when this thing turned off that it, I had it directly in the sun. And I had I had this little noise reducer on there for wind and stuff. But being right when the GoPro is right in the sun, it gets up to about 330,000 degrees. And it stops working. So it turned off. Okay, those aren't mosquitoes. The mosquitoes are I don't see them. A mosquito will pop out. They may be, but I've actually seen little mosquitoes pop out of the water. They're squiggly, 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 and they come to the top and they go boom, they pop out and they're full grown and they fly away. I don't know what these things are. Or what happens if one goes underwater. But anyway, I saw a minnow in there that had a little bit of size to it, so I'm not gonna disturb that water. Even though most likely there's several gold rings in there. That's what I was saying before the camera turned off. I know I'm just skimming the top of the rocks, but there's more ants. Why do ants do that? We have not found anything except, well, we found a case quarter. Okay, there's a square piece of brass right there. Oh, it's a key. Should have a hole in it. We should harvest because everybody likes keys. So we'll work our way on up here. I was hoping that was a pendant. but I wasn't really dependent on it. Okay, we're back in the sludge. Maybe we'll go check under here. Okay, light and under the tunnel. Gosh, I don't want to hit my head. I'm gonna put that back because I want to find it. I don't know. I can come down the side and reach over with my grabbers and pick up a lot of the junk, but as of right now, I'm trying to stay low so I'm in my head and I can see. I don't see anywhere to really scratch. Now on the upper end, there was a spot. Now that looks like a coin. It is not a coin. See, if I was an ant, I would come in here where it's nice and cool. Oh, I just heard a mosquito go in my ear. It's still there. It's hanging around. Yeah, I don't see anywhere to scratch. And I could dip the GoPro in the water and cool it off, but I'm not going to. So there's a little puddle here. I'm trying to get situated. I have messed up my light. There we go. Hold on the minute. Lead. No coins. No coins. Dude, are you gonna get that can? Yeah, I told you I'm gonna do that at the end of my journey, so I don't have to put all this nasty wet stuff in my purse. Dude, are you gonna get that duck? Yeah, thinking about it. So all that work, we ended up with a bicentennial case, a copper library, a zinc library, 3/4 of a marb, and that. Let's get in the sun that shines. That may be one of those necklaces that one person wears half and another person wears half, and then when they're together they're a whole. I used to work with a guy, he was a real whole. So I'm done. Thanks for watching my videos.